Advising start here. The control room, if you want to see the match day operation.
CCTV, so we tell the control room to monitor them, and if people start misbehaving, then we just chuck them out. And then we as a club, we can ban them. You can get a ban from the club for, you know, for however we feel is. Hi, this is the they call it the police station. It's mainly in the past, about 20 odd years ago. If anybody misbehaved, caused a criminal offence or whatever, and the police arrested them in the ground, they would bring them here, and those two rooms behind you are called detention rooms. They're not cells. The difference between a detention room and a cell, well, they are. What's the difference between a detention room and a cell, can you think? Have a look at it. You must have seen some programmes on the telly where...
No toilets.
Correct, well done. No toilets, there's no toilets, there's no washing facilities in there, no hand-based. So what used to happen is, if somebody was detained or arrested by the police, they'd bring them down here, they'd be booked in, there would be a sergeant behind the counter here who would take the arrested person's details, and then he would tell them why they'd been detained, and they would be put in the cells, the detention rooms. Then a van would be called, and a van would come up to the ground, and the detained people would be taken down to Birkenhead Police Station, where the arresting officer would go down and fill out all the details. And then obviously the police down there would decide on what the appropriate action to take would be. Either release them, charge them, put them before the magistrates the next day, depending on the severity of their offence. But as I say, that was up to about 20 years ago. since then, it's mainly been used as, first of all, a meeting point for the police who turn up to the ground, who work here on match days. But mainly it's used to store stuff for the police, like when they're on duty, their own personal equipment, their own personal clothing, because obviously they've got to get dressed into uniform, so they'll put their own clothes in a bag, they'll leave them down here, save leaving them anywhere else. And if they've got any equipment, they can leave them in the detention rooms. So that's what it's used for now. There is a little kitchen in there, which the police can make tea and coffee or cold drinks, and there is a toilet around there. But it has changed over the years, as I say, because this originally was a toilet. It was a toilet block originally, and the police room used to be under the main stand, this end of the main stand originally. So that's about it really. It's, as I say, still used. We tend to have nowadays, we just have, if it's a game that's not likely to cause any contentious issues, then we'll just have a couple of police officers on, and the stewards will be responsible for dealing with anybody who's misbehaving or whatever. If it's a game whereby it's highly contentious, your Wrexhams, your Chesters, your Boltons, anything like that, then you tend to find there'll be a lot of police officers here, but they wouldn't all get into here, so they tend to go and get something to eat in the recreation centre prior to them going out and doing their duty. So that roughly is a brief history of this small little building.
Right.
But it is still used, as I say.
First visit to Prenton Park.
Whereabouts do you sit?
In the clock.
In the clock?
Yeah. I've not been in here since actually my first game. So, well, not 25 years.
Question and answer, so I'm sure we've got a couple of questions. He's coming to us and he's going to have all the answers for you. Please join me in glad to see the work that you do on that.
Brilliant today, how pleasant the kids are now.
Yeah, it is.
So I've got the pens on this, the COVID, and then the dad happened. Okay, I'm waiting for someone back in for a job.
Just send pictures to Rich.
Oh, he can't come on.
No.
It's get away from, isn't it?
Because you won't have anything like that because you don't want to.
Come on then.
Well, I'm looking at the weight one or daily basis. Yeah, the weight daily basis. But
That's just making things what it's happening.
oh, okay, fair enough.
So the outstairs, it's not here, is it?
I'm looking for you.
Why?
People have been asking for you.
Who?
Asking for the physios.
I asked about it and I said, Kelly did
Worked wonders to get there. Came in.
So I've got a whole bit of stuff there like that, couldn't find it, I'm like thinking, one seat through, and then the secret got off, you know.
Can remind you that there's still a ton of play in the recreation centre at 3 o'clock, so a couple of minutes early. Still a ton of play in the recreation centre at 3 o'clock. And also, may I remind you that the vaccine centre is still open for those wishing to take advantage of the car park. You have to your COVID shots to get. We're glad to take advantage. Please join the queue and take advantage of this activity.
If you don't feel free, we can leave it for a moment. This is the control room. As you can see, this is match day, where normally we supervise which goes on during the course of the game. There's various things that go on here. At this end, when it's a big game, we've actually got the police. They have their own computerised system that actually buys into all the records and things like that. Then we have the internal monitoring devices. They've got the control cameras, the cameras that you see throughout the ground, inside and outside. That enables us to monitor everything that's going on. You'll find also there's a box there. If there's an incident, we do actually need to record what's gone on and pass it to the police so that if they need to take action, we record it. During the course of the game, we have a couple of sweeps, one before the game and one just after half time, so that we know where everybody's been sitting and everybody that's been at the game. Hopefully there'll be one or two we miss out in the toilets and things like that, but we do it at various times so we don't know. We also have the radios, which the supervising stewards have, so we monitor and control and coordinate everything from there. And we also have this little bit of software that you'll be able to see on the screen when you're going past. That's got a map of the ground and the various stands. It's linked into the turnstiles. It shows the number of people that are in the ground at any one time, but it also importantly shows the number of people who are coming into the ground at a rate every a minute or so. So that if you're standing outside and you think there's a big queue, if it's 1,000, if there's 200 a minute coming in, that's actually only 5 minutes, and by the time it takes us to move a gateman from one side of the ground to the other side of the ground, you'll probably be in anyway. So that's what that's used for, and also for supervising. As we mentioned, upstairs, which we can't go to today just because of the risk of the stairs and things like that, that's the media suite. Normally it's people who are expecting special occasions, they'll go up there, a few like this, but they've got a bar and they've got catering and things like that. But also if we've got a televised game, we also have the occasions now that people are back in. We'll have the people from the various TV companies up there. You'll probably have seen last season when the FA Cup was on, they built a stand just outside here, but now it's the case. I'm told Sky have long cables, so they'll be up there, but the BBC have short cables, so they don't tend to be here. But that's what goes on in here, plus we've got the scoreboard as well. Any questions? No? I can put a name on the scoreboard if anybody wants this name on the scoreboard to take a selfie. He's just getting his fringe out of the way. I think that's done. Yeah, that's done. Right.